5 of my series. If you're new here, my name is Lily, and this is week 5 of my 6-week fat loss mini cut challenge, I guess you could say. Basically, the goal is to lose 10 pounds in 6 weeks. We made it to week 5, which is crazy to say. Like, these weeks have been flying by. It's so crazy. And we're in September. It is the 2nd of September. Today is Tuesday, by the way. I'm really starting this vlog with the talking portion of it anyways on Tuesday, just because yesterday was Labor Day. Me and my husband were out and about all day. I enjoyed the day, enjoyed the weekend, and we got back to work today, back to the grind. But I did meal prep last night, which I showed you guys. And I got my workout in this morning, a glute day to start. We are going good so far. I feel so good to be starting a new month, already momentum. It also feels good not to be on my period, because if you guys watched last week's vlog, I was dying, which is why last week's vlog was a little all over the place. So I apologize, guys, but if you know, you know. Like, when you are in that zone with your period and you're PMSing and your cramps, like, it just is not it. It is not it. So it threw me off a lot last week. I was in pain for like 2 days in a row. Didn't work out, obviously. And then my cravings were spiked. It was just an up and down roller coaster last week. But overall, though, I'm still super happy with where I'm at. In case you missed it, I am 1 inch down in my waist, okay? So 1 inch down in my waist since I started. And that's really good progress. If you guys didn't know, like, losing 1 inch per month, I would say, in your waist is a really good goal to aim for. It's realistic. So for me, that makes all the difference. That matters more than the scale. By the way, when I say lose 10 pounds, I want to lose 10 pounds of fat. That's what I care about. Also, my body fat percentage went down. The scale number, as you guys know, I've been a little frustrated with it, but the scale number is bullshit. It's gonna do what it does. Last week when I weighed in on Sunday, I was 184. If you guys have been following along, my lowest weigh-in has been around 182. And obviously, being on your period, your weight is most likely going to be spiked. So we're going to obviously weigh in again this week, see how that goes. I am hoping, I really, really want to get in between 180 to 182. So hopefully we weigh in around that this week. That would make me happy. But we're on our way. I'm going to stick with the 5 workouts this week and the 20 minutes of cardio. I might bump up my cardio next week, just as the final week, like an extra little push. But 20 minutes is honestly good. I'm making progress. I'm where I want to be. I don't really feel like I need to add extra, you know? Also, I'm still at 1900 calories. Depending on how my results and everything come out this week, I might cut to 1800 and that be like my final calorie adjustment for the end of the cut. But I'm happy with everything. I am feeling good about this week, about this month. Happy September. Hopefully you guys are feeling good as well. Hopefully you guys set some goals for yourself. I'm very big on goal setting every month. You want to just go into the month knowing what you're trying to achieve, right? Have like a plan. It makes it so much easier to just stay on track and know why you're doing things, you know? Also, I actually have something I just want to share with you guys really quick. I am an online fitness coach, in case you're new here and you didn't know. And with the new month, I am opening up 2 to 3 new spots for coaching. So if you're a busy woman who is struggling to balance work, social life, and everything with your fitness goals, and you need a realistic plan to help you lose fat and reach your goals, now is the time, okay? We got 4 months left of 2025, which is insane. So if you've been putting off your goals, and if you're like looking at the clock like, okay, like, how did it already get, you know, to September? I'm nowhere near where I want to be. It is not too late. You can do a lot of damage in 4 months, but you got to lock in now, okay? So stop putting it off. If you are looking for custom coaching, a one-on-one plan, accountability, this is the program for you. I'm looking for people that are ready to commit to changing their lives. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be worth it. Here's some of my client results, by the way. I've been coaching for like 5 years, and I know that if you commit to my program, you will definitely get results. So yeah, if you're interested, I will put the link below in my description and I'll pin it in a comment. All you have to do is take a couple minutes to fill out some information, and then I'll reach out to you and we'll basically hop on a call, discuss your goals in more detail, and get you going, okay? I'm excited. Whoever's, you know, ready to lock in, I'm super excited to talk to you. But that's it for now, guys. I have to actually finish editing last week's vlog, so I'm gonna get to that. I'm probably gonna be glued to my computer for the rest of the night. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta get that up for you guys. So that's what I'm about to do. And yeah, I will check back in with you guys a little later. Thursday morning and I'm eating my breakfast. I've already started eating my breakfast, so it's kind of hard to see. Well, it's egg bites. The egg bites that you guys saw me meal prep, I've been eating those every morning. I've been having 3 of those with like a bagel. And honestly, it is so convenient. I think I'm gonna start prepping breakfast a lot more because usually I just prep like my lunch and dinners, and then because I work from home, so then I'll like make my breakfast every morning. But I feel like because I like such a heavy breakfast, like I like a big breakfast, it takes a lot longer and it like stretches out my mornings, and then I'm getting to the gym later than I want to because I also don't like working out on an empty stomach. And the next thing it's like 11 o'clock and I'm like working, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, and then I go to the gym later. You know what I'm saying? So I think prepping breakfast is gonna just help me have a better morning routine and be more fluid. So I'm gonna start doing that. But anyways, side note. So yeah, as far as just like how this week is going and stuff, like I said, it was a 3-day weekend. So we're like 1 day behind as far as like a normal week goes. Today is gonna be my 3rd workout. I'm doing glutes and quads. I'm about to go to the gym after this and go do that. I'm just messaging my clients and stuff really quick. One thing I haven't really talked about during this series is motivation. How do you stay motivated? Okay, this came to mind this morning. How do you stay motivated to stay consistent, do what you have to do to reach whatever your goals are? I mean, it doesn't have to be fitness related, but we're talking about fitness, right? So being motivated to go to the gym every day when you don't feel like it, being motivated to track your food when you don't feel like it, or even eat your meal prep. Even if you already meal prep, sometimes you just don't want to eat your meal prep, right? How do you stay motivated for that, right? And I want you guys to know, like, just because I do this for a living and I'm a fitness coach does not mean that I'm always motivated, because I'm not. And as you guys can see, if you watched week 1, like my why for doing this, part of it was because I was starting to feel unmotivated and I just kind of felt like I was in a slump, mentally sluggish, physically too. I just wasn't really pushing myself to my full potential. Okay, I wasn't pushing myself to my full potential. This happens to everyone. You're gonna have times where you just feel like this. You feel like you're mentally maybe in a funk. And so for me, I chose to do this because I know movement itself is motivating. Movement releases endorphins, right? It gives you a sense of accomplishment. Checking off a workout every day, showing up for yourself, it builds wins and it makes you motivated to keep going and check off other things that you need to get done, other goals, right? It makes you believe in yourself again, pretty much. When you see yourself making progress on a fitness journey, I'm telling you, that is the best confidence booster. Let me tell you, like, if you really want to glow up, and I don't just mean physically, but I mean mentally, like, start with fitness. Get your ass in the gym, okay? Get on a consistent workout routine, workout plan. Watch your body transform, and I promise you, your mind will also transform with it. It's not just going to be a body transformation. It's going to be a mental transformation, and like I said, the confidence that you get, you're going to believe that you can do anything that you want to, which you can. But as far as like just staying motivated on day to day, that it's important to know your why. Like, why are you doing this? You need to have a strong why first and foremost. Okay, you need to be able to go back to that reason every single time you don't want to go to the gym, every single time you don't want to meal prep and drink your water or whatever it is. And I tell my clients this all the time. Like, as soon as I get on a call with someone who tells me that they want to join my program, I'm like, why? Why? Why do you want to reach your goals? What made you want to hire a coach now? You know, why have you been putting this off for years and years? What is your why? Why do you feel like now is the time where you're actually going to commit? You know, and if you don't have a strong why, I'm going to push you to find that strong why, because if you don't have a why or strong why, you're probably going to end up right back where you were. You got to dig deep and figure out what is that emotional thing that's going to push you past your limits and push you to show up for yourself. Okay. Anyways, I just felt like that was so important to talk about, and find things to remind yourself. That's why vision boards are so important. I love vision boards. I look at some form of a vision board every morning just to remind myself of things that I'm striving for, why I'm doing things that I'm doing every day, right? Visualization is very important. I'm such a visual person. Like, I need to see it, especially if I'm not able to touch it yet. I need to see it so that I can really feel it and imagine it before I get it. Maybe you need to make a vision board. You can make a vision board for anything. Make a vision board for reaching your fitness goals. What is it going to look like when you reach your fitness goals? How are you going to feel? What's your life going to look like after you reach this goal? Maybe you're going to just have more energy for your kids and you'll be a better mom because of it. People don't think about that, but that is a huge thing, right? So this doesn't only impact you, maybe it impacts your family, people around you. So anyways, I want you guys to dig deep, think about that. That will really help your motivation level and push you to show up for yourself in the hard times. Okay, but that's my little motivational morning rant. I'm gonna finish up my breakfast and head to the gym in a bit. Like I said, I have glutes and quads today, and I'll bring you guys along with me. Okay, see you there. What's up, guys? We're back from the gym and I am exhausted. That was like a really rough leg day. I don't know. And plus, it's just my legs. I haven't done 3 leg days a week in a long time. Even though last week I technically didn't do 3 leg days, like I still have been pushing myself like hell every time I'm lifting for legs. And oh my gosh, yeah, I'm feeling it. But also, I do feel like my legs look more defined. I definitely can see like my quad poking a little bit, which is always good. That's like one of my favorite things to see on my legs. So yeah, you guys just saw that tiring workout. Also, I only did 4 exercises, and I want to make sure I tell you guys, don't let anybody tell you you have to be in the gym for 2 hours, because you don't. Okay, I had 4 exercises and they killed me because I pushed myself every single rep, every single set, and I really feel like I got a lot out of that workout. So it doesn't take 6 exercises. You can get a lot done in 45 minutes. So just want to make sure I tell you guys that. Obviously, I did do 20 minutes of cardio after though. Anyways, I am drinking some water and I'm actually gonna prep some lunch really quick. Technically, it's already prepped. What I did this week is, you guys saw I call it sheet pan meal prep, where I put like everything on a sheet pan, put it in the oven. It's quick and easy. I did not portion things out into separate meal prep containers. So basically what I'm doing is weighing it out on a plate so that I can have it meet my macros and everything. But yeah, that's another option. Like if you ever want to do that, you can. If you feel like confident enough, if you work at home and you have time to just like weigh stuff out the day of, you can definitely do that. I would still just prep the food itself beforehand, so that way you're not spending hours cooking every single day, you know? So that's what I'm about to do. So I'm basically about to make like a salmon bowl. My pretty girl, pretty girl. What's up, guys? It is Friday night. I am tired. I really do not want to work out right now. It is 10 o'clock. It's my fault though. Like after working, I was done with work around 6 or 7 o'clock, and I just sat on the couch and chilled. I was watching TV for a little bit, and I was putting off working out for sure. I knew I needed to work out still, and I just technically put it off. And then, yeah, now I'm here. But I do have a gym, like a decent gym set up in the garage. We're still working on it. It's a work in progress, but it's definitely enough to get a solid workout in. I do have a squat rack and stuff. And today is like an upper body day, shoulder focused. So I'm gonna get that in really quick, and yeah, we're gonna knock it out, we're gonna get it done. All that noise and sniffing is my dog. She just, I don't know, she's sniffing everything that she sees. Nova, come here. So yeah, me and Nova are about to get our workout in. I wish you guys could see her face. Good morning, guys. So today is actually Monday of the next week, but I wanted to make sure that I finished out this vlog. I know the last time you guys saw me, I was at the gym, and I was at the gym on Saturday. Now I just want to basically take the time to reflect on this week. So as always, before we get into the stats, I want to talk about how was this week as a whole, right? So if you guys are watching, I started my split a little later this week. It was on Tuesday through Saturday because it was a 3-day weekend and I was enjoying that time with my husband. But I did get my 5 out of 5 workouts done, which is great. Calorie, macro wise, let me take a look really quick. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely did have a day that I went over by quite a bit. So overall, we did pretty good. Beginning of the week, we did better. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The beginning of the week, we did better. I did have around 2 days where I did go over. So I definitely want to improve on that going forward. This is my last week. Like, we're going into week 6. It's already Monday. So this is the beginning of week 6. I'm going to start right here with my next vlog. But I'll talk about what I'm going to do going forward. But this is something that's important to reflect on, right? Because sometimes it's hard. Like, when you have a busy week, and this week was busy for me work-wise. And like when you're like moving so fast, you know, you feel like you're going at like 100 miles an hour, and then you don't take the time to like sit back and think like, oh wow, I did overeat this day and I overate this day. Oh wow, at the end of the week, I'm realizing, okay, we did overeat quite a bit more than we wanted to this week. You know what I mean? So it's really important to reflect like this, which is honestly why I think having a scheduled time to reflect and check in is so important. And you can do this by yourself, just like how I'm doing. Like, I do this with my clients. So like my clients that are in my program, we have scheduled check-ins where I force them to do this, where they have to put in their measurements for the week, and they have to answer some questions and reflect on their week. And you can do this on your own too, though. And it's really important to check in. That way you can reflect, and then after reflecting on the prior week, you can set goals for the next one. You can't really set goals for the next week though without reflecting on the last one. You know what I'm saying? Or your goals are just they're not gonna line up. You wanna make sure you take that time. So we're looking at that. That is definitely something I can improve on going into this next week. Protein wise, remember we're really focused on calories and protein more than anything. I actually feel like I did a really good job with my protein. It's not hard though when you're going over your calories. So let's see. Yeah, we did really good on our protein this past week, that's for sure. So yeah, calories will be the biggest takeaway going into next week. I'm gonna fix that. We did good on our cardio. Now let's get into this week's stats as a whole. So I am still 1 inch down in my waist. So if you're new here, let me give you like a little recap. I started at 190 pounds. That was the first week of August when I started this challenge. We're on week 5. 190 pounds, I'm 5'9", and I also took progress photos and stuff. I'm gonna share that with you guys next week, and I'm gonna do like a full in-depth rundown of my progress and my results. But for now, I wanna focus on those things. So now I am 5 pounds down. So on the scale, I'm 185 pounds. We are focused on fat mass, okay? I'm gonna make sure I put that out there. Fat mass is what I'm worried about. I've been going up and down the scale this whole time. And it has been frustrating, but honestly, like at the same time, that's just reality. You're gonna go up and down. I've been weighing myself at the same time every morning as well. And it's been up and down. But the smart scale that I'm using is telling me that I'm going down in body fat percentage. It says that I believe I did gain some lean mass, and I have my notes in front of me right here. Like I said, I went down an inch in my waist, which is really good. Basically a month of progress. Losing an inch in your waist is right where you wanna be. That's good progress. My body fat percentage on the smart scale I'm using also dropped by like almost 1 to 2%. So not bad, okay? If I had to like guesstimate, I'm gonna say I probably lost around 4 to 5 pounds of fat, okay? Actual fat mass. That's not bad. It's not bad, okay? Is it where we want to be? The goal is lose 10 pounds of fat in 6 weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, that is somewhat of an extreme goal. That means you have to average 2 pounds of fat per week, which means you need to be in a pretty extreme calorie deficit, okay? I knew that going into this. This was kind of a challenge, and this was also like something that I wanted to film for you guys too, so you could kind of learn about the journey. And then also like, I want to help you guys not be so hard on yourselves, because as a coach, looking at these numbers, I know more about what is behind these numbers than a lot of you guys do. And I think if you allow your emotions to ride on these numbers, you're going to be pissed and you're going to be irritated and discouraged. And then you're not going to go to the gym and you're going to give up on your journey, right? So we want to find things to focus on that are positive. For me personally, I feel so much better than when I started, okay? So like I said, the first week of August is when I started. I feel leaner, I feel lighter, I don't want to say I feel stronger, because I'm not going to say I feel stronger, just because when you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose some strength. You don't have as much energy input from food and nutrition, right? So you're obviously not going to feel as strong. But I do just feel, like I said, lighter, leaner, and I feel better overall. I feel like I'm more in routine. This challenge and vlogging it definitely held me accountable. I have not done 3 leg days for my splits in a long time, and my body is feeling it, that is for sure. I also feel like my glutes do look just more defined is not the word, but you guys know what I'm saying, like lifted, okay? I definitely see that difference, and I can see my quads starting to poke out a little bit. So that is stuff I care about. Like, I want to look defined. I want to look like I work out. We want to look like we lift, muscle mommy, okay? That's what I'm trying to look like. So, you know, the scale is going to go up and down. So based on those results, next week, this coming up week 6 is my last week. So I am going to push it. I'm only going to do this mainly for content purposes and so I can show you guys, you know, and we can also, I'm just curious. This is honestly kind of like an experiment for me, because I'm curious to like what my body's capable of. So I am going to just turn it up a notch, okay? I don't recommend doing this for everyone, but I'm going to do this. So basically going into week 6, I'm going to go from the 20 minutes of cardio I'm doing now to 25 minutes of cardio. I am going to cut my calories. So honestly, last week, my goal was 1900. I definitely did go over that though. So that explains a little bit, right? We probably could have got better results from last week. So I'm going to cut my calories just 100 more to 1800 calories is honestly like the lowest I feel like I can handle. So that's what I'm going to do. And I definitely want to find ways to keep my steps high. That's actually one thing I didn't check. Let me see. We did not check our steps. Checking our steps really quickly. Yeah, we definitely want to also improve on our step count going into this next week. We look like we were averaging around 5,000. So we definitely want to do better at that. So that is going to be my focus. So we got the decrease in calorie intake by 100 calories. We got the increase in cardio by just 5 minutes, not anything crazy. And then we're going to focus on getting our step count to average definitely above the 5K. So I want to average, honestly, because it's the last week, I'll try to push it and try to average at least like 6 to 7. I want to say 7. I'm an online fitness coach. I work at my desk a lot. So it's definitely going to be a push, but we're going to do our best. So try to aim for 7K steps. And then we will be checking in for our final week coming up, okay? But I'm excited. Let me know if you guys have any questions about my journey. And then also if you're on your own journey, I love to hear about it in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna finish strong. We're gonna stay locked in. I'm excited for this week, and I'm actually about to head to the gym right now. So we're gonna literally pick up where we left off. Closing out the vlog, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's vlog, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.